Hello everyone, I'm Zishan Shah from Z Interactive. Every 3D application like 3D Studio Max or Maya are really good in modeling. And when it comes to texturing and material, they can do a really good UVs. But texturizing any object directly, they are not that great in it. So Substance Painter is a tool that can help you with that. Substance Painter allows the artist to paint or texture or put materials directly on your meshes inside the application in real time, which will produce exciting and really great, powerful result. I will be covering all the features of Substance Painter in this detailed course, from basic level to the advanced level, and it will be 100% for free. I just need your support to increase my watch time hours. Please also like my videos. If you have any comments, leave the comments in the comment section below. And also, please, I need a lot of subscribers. So I need you all who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it and also click the bell icon. So let's start our journey with Substance Painter introduction from lesson 1.
Oh my god, it's starting.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's start Substance Painter 2020 full course.
Oh my god, yes!
So let's get started with Substance Painter. So whenever you open Substance Painter, especially this version, which is 2020 version, you will see this welcoming screen in front of you. So this welcoming screen have different kind of options like tutorials, online documentation, and other all these things. Usually, whenever you have a object that you have already created in any one of your favorite 3D modeling application, you just go to File and start with it. But for this getting starting, or you can say introduction tutorial, I will not do that. I will just click here, Start Painting. So if I will click here, Start Painting, it will open up a Mascot, which is Substance Painter Mascot, which you can see on your screen. Okay, so this is already baked. Already baked means in Substance Painter, whenever you bring any object, it comes with the UV maps. UV maps are really important inside the Substance Painter, because if you don't have correct UVs, you will not be able to paint over it, or you will not be able to apply any kind of material over it. So you have to make sure you have good UVs, and then you bake the UVs, which we will learn in the next lessons. But for this introduction, we will not go through the baking because it's a completely different topic. This file in front of you, which is this Mascot, this is already baked. So we don't have to worry about any kind of baking. Okay, so let's first go through the interface. Now, before going to the interface, let me show you the viewport. Here is the viewport of the character, and you can see that here is your model, and to navigate, it works similarly as it works inside the Maya. It's just like Maya. So if you want to pan around, or you can say like if you want to pan around, you have to press Alt on your keyboard and the middle mouse button. And when you do that, you can simply pan. If you want to orbit, you have to press Alt on your keyboard, and then you have to press the left mouse button, and then you will be able to orbit the way you want. If you want to zoom in, then you can press Alt on your keyboard, then right mouse button, and drag your mouse left to right or up or down to zoom in and zoom out. So this is pretty much it. 3 major viewport navigational tools. Now let's see what we have in the interface. Here, the first thing that gives any user, whoever opens Substance Painter, the most attractive thing is the shelf, because it contains so many different things here that attracts any user who opens the Substance Painter. Now, what is the shelf basically? Let me make it a little bigger so you can drag it up and down from here, from the top part, and you can make it bigger or smaller if you have a smaller screen or bigger screen, so you can adjust that. Now, shelf have all these kind of different categories here. It have everything that you work inside the project. You create your own materials, your own paint, so that will be inside the project. Here we have all the baked texture inside this project, which is related to this Mascot. Alpha contains all kind of alphas. Okay. Now what are alphas? Alpha can be act like a brush tip. You can use it as a brush tip, or alpha can use to create paint, stamps, okay, even height maps. Okay. So a lot of things you can do with this, like with these alphas. Basically, you can use them as tile repetition and all those kind of things. Grunges. Now what are the grunges? These are basically kind of like a dirt map or grunge maps, scratches, dust. So if you want to give some sort of the procedural kind of touch to your material, if you have something old kind of material, if you have something which is kind of damaged, so here you can work with the grunges. Procedural, specifically it is for anything that you're doing procedural. Okay, so if you have tiles and you have like different kind of the procedural maps, here you can see there is a specific sort of icon. When you just read the name 3D Pelin noise fractal, and then there is a small icon. This icon means it includes randomness, so that every time you add it, you can change the randomness, and all this noise will not look like a repetition. It will always have randomness. So because in reality nothing is perfect. You should have imperfection in your models. Otherwise, what will happen is that it will not look good. It will not look realistic. So randomness is good to create something like random. Okay, so they have a cube sort of icon over here just to show you how it will look like on a 3D one. Here, all of them, mostly all of them have the randomness. Okay, so here it does not have randomness because it's brick. Brick does not need randomness. Some of the bricks you can combine with the grunges, so you will have more procedural. So you can combine grunges, procedural, alphas, or any other to create your own material as well. So there are a lot. There are tiles here. There are grunges here as well, procedural grunges, because these grunges are just like specifically for grunges. But in procedural, these are sort of the same thing, but more enhanced as procedural. Okay. Then we have textures. Textures are basically images that you bring into your project window. If you want to work with textures, any sort of like textures, you import them and it goes directly in the textures. Mainly, Substance Painter does not have a library of textures just like the others. So you have to bring your own. Hard surfaces, these are normal maps. It can gives you height, okay, or depth. Okay, suppose if you want to make a screw, so you can use this and add somewhere here and it will create a screw. Then you have skin, if you want to paint some skin for humans, for creatures, just like that. Then you have filters, just like in Photoshop you have filters. So these are some filters like blur filter, clamp filter, matte finish, all these different kind of things. Then you have brushes. So just like in Photoshop you have different brushes, here as well you have brushes. Okay, so there are some Photoshop brushes also. So you can see PS means like it's a Photoshop AVR brush. So you can use them in Photoshop as well. Okay, and as you know, Substance Painter is a part of Adobe family. So it have a good link between that. So you have different kind of like brushes. You have brushes that can create leaf. You have brushes that can create sharp lines or road strips. Okay, if you want to make some road. Okay, and so many other kind of interesting stuff. There is a lot of things. Particles, these are physical particles. They just work like physically in reality as it works. Okay, suppose if you want to add some kind of rain effect on it, so you can use rain. So it will pour some rain on it. Okay, leak heavy, then you have leaks. Suppose if you are making a petrol station and where you have that pump holder. So usually what happens whenever in the petrol pump somebody puts the petrol hose back into its place, some kind of leak happens all the time, which makes dripping stains on that part. So for that kind of thing you can do that, and it's very procedural. It will not create something like, you know, a fake or something. It takes the physical reality and then it will work with that. Tools, you have different kind of tools over here. Suppose, what is tools? Tools are just like a 3D element. If you want to add screw, a 3D screw will be added. If you want to create zipper, 3D zipper will be added. Okay. Then weld you have here. You have like many other things. So these are some which I made by myself. You can make your own as well. Nails, if you want to put a lot of nails, metal stitches. Okay. You can have some kind of leaves. Okay, footprints, and so many things you have. Okay. So for the painting purposes, you can have furs, you can add it. Okay, spray skin for basically for if you're painting a realistic skin. Okay, so for that purpose, you can use like these kind of things here. Materials are the pre-made materials, because usually what we do here, we create materials. Okay, but there are some materials which are already made, so you can directly add and drop over there. Okay, and then you have to adjust so it suits your UV. Okay. Then there are smart materials. Now, what is the difference between materials and smart materials? In smart materials, what it do is that it calculates how your UVs are done and how you have modeled the character. So with the help of that, it creates and it conforms the like the material to it. Okay, and it will keep the result as it is. Okay, as it is shown inside this. Okay, so that's how it will help you. Now we have here smart masks. So we have like smart materials, we have smart masks. So automatically whenever you will apply on any of these objects, okay, so it will be created automatically. It will conform with your UVs and the model you have made. Okay, now there are a lot of masks here. Why we use mask? We use mask for something non-destructive result. Otherwise, what will happen? You can do without the mask too. But what if you do it wrong and you want the result back? So what will happen? You have to do all over again. Mask, you just have to remove the mask, or you have to just fix the mask. So it will help you. Now, environment. The Substance Painter uses a HDRI environment. So if you will see, there is a light going on here, and that light is generated from these environments. Okay. Now we have here color profiles. So if you want to use your like a different kind of color profile, this is for the color materials. Sometimes when you export materials, it exports with the profiles. For example, if you're working for the like cinema, so you have to make sure what kind of colors you are using. Okay. So there are different kind of colors here. For printing, you have to use a different kind of colors. So you have sRGB, okay, which is common by default. Okay. Then you have orange blue sort of colors. Then you have gamma, different kind of film noir if you want to work with the black and white stuff. So these are the like different things here. Apart from that, you have here different ways to view the objects. Okay, you can create your own subshelf. So you can add it here, okay, which we will see in the next classes. You can hide it, unhide, okay. You can import directly from here. You have filters, okay. So suppose if I click on the filter, I can go to texture, okay, and suppose, or maybe let's go to something else. Let's go to smart materials. Now, suppose I want only the smart materials related to leather. I will click on the leather and it will show me everything related to leather. Or you can type over here. So it's the same thing. Okay, so this is how filter will help you. And now only I can see the leather, but if I want to see all of them, I can just click here. If I will click this one, it will automatically move from smart materials to all. Okay, so that's how your shelf is. So apart from the shelf, we have here texture list. Now what is the texture list? Whenever you make your character, we will do that in the next class, how to make your model, and any model, it could be character or any other thing. So you can divide them into different parts. So if you can if you will divide them into different parts, so you will see that those parts will appear over here. This model was made with 3 parts. So you have head, okay, you have body, and then you have base. So all of them are here. So you can add as many as you want. Okay. So this is what the texture list, set list is. It will show you all the parts that you have made or the way you made it inside your 3D application. Now under that we have layers. Now layers, just like in Photoshop you have here the layers. It kind of looks like you are in Photoshop. It gives you a Photoshop feeling. It is mostly works with the same kind of method. Okay. Now here we have two different kind of layers. One layer is a paintable layer, which is a regular layer. So you can paint over the layer. Suppose right now I'm in by default this layer is a paintable layer. So what I can do here is that I can go to my brushes here, okay, and I can take any kind of brushes. I can go to the filter and see what kind of brushes I have. I have basic brushes, so I can take any kind of basic brushes, basic soft, I can take it, okay. And then once I will take that, I can start painting over here. But here I have these paint properties here. Usually you will not see this here. It is kind of somewhere here, okay. But what I did was that to have all the options, I just like docked it here. So that means you can dock your your properties and other things anywhere you want. So it will become easier for me to work on. So don't worry about my screen. Maybe your screen is different than mine. I just have moved it from here to here. Okay. Now, as soon as I will take the basic brush, you will see here there are some brushes options here. And then the one thing that we have here is the size of the brush, okay, how big or smaller you want. So you can change the size of the brush by pressing Control key on your keyboard, and then you can click the right mouse button and you can drag like left and right, okay. Now if you want to adjust the softness or hardness, you can drag the mouse, instead of left and right, you can drag it up or down, okay. So you can see the hardness is changing. Other than that, if I will press Control on my keyboard, okay, and drag my mouse up and down with the left key and the Control key, you can see that the mouse is rotating. Right now it is circular, so you will not see the actual result, but you can see that it is rotating. So if you want to rotate like a face of your tip, okay, of your brush, so you can rotate with the Control and left mouse button, drag up and down. And if I will drag left and right, so you can see, can you see on the screen on the left side and on the top side, the flow is changing. Flow is same as in the Photoshop, okay, like how you want the result to be. You want it to be more like stronger or lighter, okay. So basically it will give you like a less flow will give you kind of a procedural effect. It will not be that strong, okay. So that's how you can change with this. Now here I have the brush settings, okay, and we have everything here related to brush settings. So if I will go down, scroll down, so you can see that these tabs are changing. That means I'm moving from one tab. So this is the brush tab. I will now move to this tab. This tab is related to the alpha. What is the alpha? This tip of the brush, okay. Now at this stage, the alpha is a normal alpha, just you can see from like here. So you can add your own alpha if you want. Like I can go in the alphas here and I can choose whatever alpha I want. Like suppose if I will choose maybe this one, so I can drag and drop here. So as soon as I will do that, you can see the alpha is being changed now, okay. So you can choose any alpha and you can drag here, and when you will paint it, it will paint with that alpha. Now if I will press Control and mouse left button and drag it up and down, you can see the alpha is moving. So this is how you can paint it if you don't have a stylus pen or like a Wacom or X pen or any other Hoovy on, so you can do with the mouse also. Now if I will go down here, okay, So you can see that all the alpha options are here. The one flip horizontal, flip vertical. You can change the the size of the like a position of it or direction of it, and you can also change the hardness of it. If I will go down, so you can see that now I'm in the next part, which is basically stencil. Now, what is the stencil basically? Stencil is any kind of stamp you want to put on your screen, like on your like object through the painting. Okay, so that is the stencil. So we will do that in detail in the next lessons. Okay, now if I will go down here, I will now move to the material. You can see that here. Now, what is the material here? Material have different kind of things, like we have here color, metal, rough, normal, height. Okay, you can add more if you want, but these are the normal one that you like, default one that you get. Now here I have the color. What I can do is that I can only keep the color and uncheck all of them. Now I can only paint, and I will not have any kind of metalness. I will not have any kind of roughness, normal, or height. Shortcut to do that is press Alt on your keyboard and click anyone that you want to isolate. Like suppose I want only color, so I can press Alt and press here, and only I will have the color. Okay, so but I don't want that. I will just keep all of them here. So here I want to paint here, but the object, the mascot over here is white, and the color over here is white as well. So what I can do is that I can add any texture to it, drag and drop it here, so it will paint that texture, or I can click the color simply and I can choose the color I want, and you can see the result of the color here. Okay, now I can paint simply here, and you can see how it is painting. Okay, so this is how you will get the result. Now suppose if I want to rotate it, so I can move my mouse with the control and left click up and down, so I can rotate it. Okay, I can change the flow. Okay, or I like left and right just like this, so I will not have a very strong result. So create something like a basic result like that. Okay, now you can see some of the colors I have here. Okay, so getting something here. Now if you will see here, I have metallic, and metallic is right now to black. That means 0, no metalness. If I will start increasing it, so you can see that on your screen over here, it will become more metallic and metallic. Okay, now the result will not show like this is not metallic at this stage. The reason is that because I just changed it. Now if I will paint it with my brush, so it will paint a metal paint. Okay, so you have to make sure you adjust your setting later on. Okay, and then once you are done, then you can start painting. So now you can see everything is like a metal. Apart from that, we have roughness. Okay, right now the roughness is somewhere here between this part. If I will decrease it completely to 0, so you can see it will become like a mirror ball. Okay, now if I will paint, it will be more like a mirror ball, and you can see the reflection of the HDRI here. Okay, just see, you can see clearly over here. If I will increase it, so you can see it is becoming more matte side of thing, sort of thing, and you can repaint it like that. So this is how you can do that. Now height, basically what is the height? If I will increase the height, okay, and start painting, so you can see now the paint have some sort of a height to it. Okay, if I will increase more, so you can see more height. Okay, so this is what the height is. Now these things we have covered is based on a brush, but the same settings you can have on your fill layer as well, because this layer is right now this normal layer which is used for painting. Fill layer is if you want to put the materials and everything, anything that you're not painting, just dragging and dropping. So for that you can also have these values. Now these values are basically for the layer. So when you click on the layers, then you will get this. If you will click on the mask or any other part, you will not get this. Only you will get this when you click on the layer, either this regular layer, okay, or a fill layer. We have here normal as well, but normal you actually add things like from the normal map. For example, suppose I have here, let me check where okay, something like this kind of thing, okay, that goes to the normal, okay, and now you can see that it's here. Okay, now you can see that it is painting. The issue is that the brush, I have to use a basic alpha here. Okay, so I have to go here, basics, and I will choose this one, drag it here. Okay, now if I will go at this part and click, you can see that. Okay, so this is how you will get the normals. Now the brush is being changed a lot because we have done so many changes here. So what we can do is that I can go to the brushes, and then I can go to the basic brush, and I will choose the basic soft, and everything should become normal over here. Only thing is that I have to cross this normal, so I will go back to the normal part, and alpha is good. Okay, color you can change it. So I hope you now understand about the brush, and you know now how to paint stuff, and you know now about the regular layer. So in the layer we have the here our options about these materials, okay, like base color, metallic, roughness, normal, and height. So if you only want to see the height from this layer, you can go to the height, or if you want, or by default it is base color. So just see here, you can see the base color. But if I will go here to normal, it will show me the normal. Right now I don't have any one of these things, I just have this at this stage. Now other stuff what we have here is the layer hide and unhide, that is regular. Okay, blending mode we have here, just like in Photoshop you have blending modes. If you have 2 or 3 different layers, you can use any one of these blending like mode, and it will show you the combination of those 2 layers with the blending. Okay, so that's normal here, and you can reduce the opacity, okay, or increase the opacity. Okay, so now if I will decrease the opacity, you can see other result here, but not the color, because I reduced the opacity of the base color. So if I will go to the height and then reduce the opacity again, so it will reduce the opacity of the height. I don't have the height anymore here. Okay, after that I have normal. If I will reduce the opacity, it will reduce the opacity of the normal. So you can do the combination of that here. Metal, so I can reduce the opacity of the metal. So you know, try different kind of experiments, and you can come up with those things. Now let's see how the mask works. So what I will do here is that I will just delete this layer, and now this time I will not make the regular layer. Let's make a fill layer, because whenever you open Substance Painter, you get the regular layer by default. So I don't want that, I want a add fill layer. Now I will add this one here, and you can see on the screen. Okay, now here I cannot paint anything. You can see that it says fill layers are not paintable. So I cannot paint anything, but what I can do is that I can drag and drop the materials over it. Okay, to do that, let's drag some sort of materials here. You can see that I have materials, smart materials. Let's drop some smart materials here. I have some interesting ones here. I have this one, steel paint. something like, you know, eroded style of metal style of steampunk sort of things. Okay, it's very interesting. So I will drag this one. Okay, and I will not drag on this one, I will drag it on this one, and as soon as I will do that, you can see that it is applying, and you can see I have it on my screen. Okay, so pretty cool, right? So it automatically it calculated where is the curvature, so on the curvature it added this. So we will learn how to make these kind of smart materials. These are ready-made one, but you can make your own that we can check. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's make our like same thing, just like this with our smart materials. Okay, now what I can do here is I can simply go in the materials, not the smart materials, only materials, and let's go to something like a metal. Okay, I have these kind of metals here. Don't worry about the colors, you can change the color. So I have here these kind of thing. Let's make something like a steel rough. Looks very good. So I will go and drag the steel rough over here. Now I have the steel rough. Okay, pretty good. I don't want to change anything. Okay, but what I can do is that I can just let me do one thing. Let me delete this fill layer 1 because it's extra layer. Now what I will do is that I will just go here and I can change the color if you want. Value, you can make it darker or you can make it lighter. Let me make it a little light. Okay, and then what I can do is that roughness. I don't want this roughness too much, like so I will reduce the roughness, something like this. Okay, now I have technical parameters here. Normal intensity will give me the intensity of the normal, means if I will increase this, so you can see the normal has been increased, so I have more 3D-ish thing. Now this is, if I will rotate it, you can see that it is quite flat. It just gives you illusion of 3D. Okay, so in reality it is not 3D, or like it's not actual bump or height. It's just giving you an illusion of that. Okay, so that's what it is. Now I'm happy with the settings. I have here channel map. Okay, we have metallic here. We have all the other stuff here. Okay, so I'm happy with this right now. Now what I will do is that I want to create another one. I will go here and let's make something like a matte sort of thing. How about steel? So, or paint. No. Let me do one thing. Let me try to find my own. Yeah, steel rough. So I have here steel painted. I have here steel rough. I have here steel rough. Where? No, I want steel painted. So I will just add steel painted here, and automatically you can see there is a new layer. Okay, I like it. Good one. Maybe I can change the color. Okay, so what I can do here is that let me check where is the color. Here is the color and the parameter. Everything other I think is fine. Okay, roughness up a little bit I will reduce so it look more metallic. No, it's too much. Okay, rust I can increase. But I don't want rust. Okay, I want, because I want to create my own sort of material. So here what I will do is that I will change the color to something else. Maybe this kind of yellow. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I want these edges, these like curvatures to have some kind of, you know, wear and tear and you know, scratchy looking like sort of thing. Now here the mask, here where the masks comes in. So what I will do is that I have this steel painted. Okay, I can hide and unhide. Underneath, I have this thing, which is, you can say it's like a primary metal, and somebody painted that over it. So if this material gets older, okay, after some time, so what happens, usually on curvatures, in reality, on curvatures, the paint goes off and the metal underneath starts showing up. So, okay, so that kind of effect I want. So what I will do here is that I will simply create a mask. So to create a mask, you can right click, okay, and you have all these kind of masks, or you can just click here and choose the mask that you want. I want to have maybe let's add a black mask. Okay, so it will just create a mask. Or do one thing, I don't want the black mask, I want the white mask. Okay, so I will create a white mask. Now I can add some effects here and I can add some effect here. Okay, so there are separate effects for the mask, separate effect for the actual fill layer. So if I will press Alt on my keyboard and click on the mask, so I can only see the mask, but I don't want that. I want it to be regular. Now I will create this one and I will go to add effect. Okay, and then I will add the first one, which is generator. Generator, what it do is that it generates some sort of realistic procedural effect. So I will click on generator. Now there are a lot. You can add as whatever you want. You can do some experiment and see how it looks like, but I will just go to the generator. Now generator, should be under the mask. Okay. Now once I'm here, I will see generator on the properties. If your properties is here, you will see here. Otherwise, if your properties is here, you will see that there. Okay, just search for wherever it is the properties. Now I will click the generator here. Now in the generator, I have a lot of different kind of generators. I have 3D distance, I have curvature, I have dust, dirt. I have fiberglass edge wear and all these things. The one that I'm interested in is this one, metal edge wear. Okay, so if I'll click over here, what it will do is that it will add the wear and tear over here, but it's quite opposite. It should not be like this. So so that means my mask should be other way around. So I have to click on the mask and then I have to invert the mask, and once I will do that, I will get this result. Okay, that's good. Now I have here levels. I can work with the levels to adjust this. Okay, and if I can move this a little bit here, or keep it as it is, doesn't matter. So I will keep it as it is. Now if I will go to the metal edge where the generator, you will see that as soon you will add it, it will give you the options to to customize it. Wear level, how much you want. I don't want more, so I can reduce it, and you can see it's less. Okay, less damaged, more damaged. Okay, so these kind of things you can do. Wear contrast, so you can have increase with the contrast, so you can see that the contrast is increasing or decreasing. If you want more whitish sort of border here, okay, so you can add that, or if you don't want that, you can increase this. So it's totally up to you, but I don't want to keep it too much or too less, so I will keep it regular. Okay, or I'll just undo that. I will keep it as what it was. Okay, now I have here triplanar of blending contrast. Now what is that triplanar? Triplanar is basically working all around it like a bounding box, not on the UV. So for that you can change it if you want. Okay, but at this stage it's not working because I'm not working on a triplanar. It's basically based on my like UV actual right now. Okay, grunge amount, how much grunge I want, so I can increase the grunge. So you can see the grunge is adding the grunge, and I can scale it down or scale it up by decreasing it. Scaling it up will give me some sort of a nice effect. Reduce it, something like this. Okay, or a little bit increase it. Okay, so you can type the values or you can go with that. So maybe I can type it here. So I think you cannot go with the points, you have to go with the regular number in this one. Okay, edge smoothness. Now here you have the edges. You want it to be smoother, so you can increase the smoothness, or if you want it to get hard, you want it to work as more hard. So this way. Now if you have ambient occlusion, so you can add more of the ambient occlusion effect over here. Okay, which is like the shadow effect. So you can, your shadow can be masked over here. Okay, curvature weight I can reduce or I can decrease, so it will affect more on these curvatures. Okay, so right now something like this, I will keep it all the way 200. Now I have here micro details also, and micro details we will do, I think later I will tell you. Okay, now that's how you can add these kind of things. It's like you can make your own smart materials over here. So what I can do here is that I can group this, and I can make a smart material out of it. Like I can click over here, group layer. Okay, now I can click here, call it yellow steel. Okay, and then what I can do is that I can right click, and then I can create it as a like a smart material by clicking here, create smart material, and it will go in the smart material directory. Here you have the yellow steel. Now I have my own yellow steel. Okay, and I can use it anytime, but I don't want it, so I can right click and delete. Okay, you can undo it if you want, but I don't want it. I want to keep it as it is. Okay, now one more thing is that let me undo here. I don't want the folder yet. Okay, so let's do one more thing, some advanced just like painting over here. What I will do is that I will click here to make a new fill layer. Just one more thing, like if you click on the this fill button, you will not see any of those effects here that we added, because those effects are in the mask. So you have to click on the mask, you can see the generator. Okay, now I'll go here, and what I will do is that I cannot see anything now. It's all white. The reason is that because this fill layer, it's come with these properties, and in this property, the color property is basically like this color. Okay, but I don't want to color over here. I think I'll just like create some heights over here with the alpha. So I can press Alt on my keyboard and click on the height. Now only height is like visible, and other things are gone. So that's why I am able to see whatever is underneath, which is this. Okay, so I'll go here. I'll add a new mask, black. Okay, and here what I will do is that I will go to my alphas panel here, and I will try to look for something interesting that I can add. Okay, I have here this plus. Okay, this plus I can add one on this side and other one on this side. Okay, so first of all, what I need to do is that I have to make sure I will go here in my fill, and as I'm creating a height, okay, so I have to increase the height a little bit instead of 0, because nothing will show. If I will just click here, nothing will show. Okay, so what I need to do, I have to go here and increase the height. Okay, and little bit, then you can change it later on. Then I will click on the mask and I can paint. Now I want one here and other one over here, other side, same side but here. So the best way to do is that you can turn on your symmetry from here, and you have to make sure you are in the mirror symmetry. So you have to click here in the mirror symmetry from here, then here, and then you will see a split line between, which will show that this is the symmetry between these lines. So what I can do here is that I can just click here, okay, and I can press here, and you can see there is a height. Okay, now what I can do, I can go back here, and instead of height going upwards, I can make the height going inwards. Okay, so I have to reduce this. Okay, so this is another way to do that, and I can create here, and I can have these two. Okay, so this is the like symmetry, like creating like height maps with the alpha. Okay, what I did is I played with the height setting, and I only turned on the height. Very easy. And on the mask, what I did is that I just start painting. Actually, it looks like this. Okay, so make sure your color of your brush is basically white. Okay, it's have to be white when you're like painting on the mask. Now, other thing I can do here is that I can add the screw here. Okay, but not this time with this kind of like mirror symmetry. I can go and choose the radial symmetry. So in the radial symmetry, you can see that it creates something like this. So you can choose your angle from here. Okay, so these are some like sort of angles here you can see on your screen, X, Y, and Z. I'm on the Z axis right now. Okay, you can see mirror Z, so that's why Z is not showing here. Others are here. I can move these. You can see that. Okay, you can see that the angle of this is moving. So I have to make sure it is in the center. So if it is once in the center, then I will be able to do that. And this one, I have to make it 360, so it is all the way just like this. Okay, so I will just maybe something like this, and control and right mouse button to make the brush smaller. Okay, I think it is a bit down, so maybe I have to go a little bit, maybe for 0.475. Yeah, I think now it's fine. A bit off, but for this tutorial we can do that. Otherwise, I have to spend a lot of time. Okay, now this is done. What if I want to make a straight line over here? Okay, so I have to turn this off. So I have to make a straight line. Okay, with the basic alpha here. So I have to go here and choose this basic here. Okay, bring it back. So something like this. Okay, but you can see that if I'm doing it, it's not a straight line. Okay, so what I can do here is that I have to click one time over here. Okay, and then press Shift key and then move. Okay, like like here, and then press Shift key, and you will see a line is being created, and I can snap or move. Snap, you have to press Control, and then it will snap to the angles, and then you can press your mouse button. But issue is that it will not be straight like this way. So the best way to do is that you have different kind of view angles over here. The one which is here, you can go and you can see there is 3D only, which is right now VRN, and then there is 2D only, which will show you this 2D version of it. And there is one more, which is 3D and 2D, which is the combination of it. So this is the back side of this one, which I want to work on. So what I can do, I can simply work from here instead of working from here. So it will work exactly the same way. So I can click here, and then with the Shift key press and Control for the snapping, I can go all the way here, click, and then you can see there is a perfect panel line here. Okay, I can go back to my 3D view. I can do anything here. Okay, I can go to my my 3D view here, and you can see that things are changing. Now, if you will see that I'm moving around, and you can see some lighting are also changing. Actually, the lighting is coming from the environment. So if I will go here to my display setting, and here I am in the environment. So environment I'm not able to see because the opacity is low, so I can increase the opacity, and you can see there is this environment here. I can change the environment to whatever I want, okay, and you can see the colors are also changing accordingly, okay. So these are the HDRI files here. Environment is blurred, so I can make it something like this, so I can see the whole thing, okay. And maybe which one is good? Maybe this one. So you can see that. Now if you want to change the environment or lightning, so you can rotate the environment from here, or you can press shift key on your keyboard, and with your right mouse button you can also move it just like this. So whatever you like suppose I like this part here. This lighting is quite good. You can also change the exposure of the light if you want, and if you don't want to see this, you can reduce the opacity of it, so you will be only able to see something like this on your screen now, okay. Now I can close this. In the camera settings, it's all about the camera depth of field of view and some effects. Basically it is good when you're doing some kind of rendering. And viewport setting is your viewport if you want to show the wireframe, so it can show the wireframe, so you can easily, you can calculate, okay, I have put this one after 5-6 different faces, I will put this, and then it will help you to balance your work. You can make your opacity bigger, smaller. You can change the color of it. Suppose I want black, okay. So these kind of things you can work. So wireframe will help you to balance out your work as well, okay. I don't like this one. It's getting quite, okay, this is too dark. Let me see which is the good one. This is fine. Let me change the light properties here. Okay, so this is how I got the result. Now if you will see here, I made these screws here, I made this panel line here, but you have this nice looking edge wear on these side, but you don't have that effect over here, which I think is not fair. So what you can do here is that there is an effect called basically it's called anchor point. So you have to anchor that effect, and you have to bring it on your newly created like alphas, or you can say the height map. So to solve that, we have anchor option, the anchor point option. Now the anchor point option works with the layer order. So the layer have to be the one with the height detail, like this one that we just added, have to be under the actual material generator, or the generator like the metal edge wear effect that we have added here, okay. So what we need to do is that we have to go in this mask right now, okay, go to the add effect and add a anchor point, and make sure we drag this under the edge wear, okay, the one that we have added the edge wear. I can go here, okay, and then I can go to the metal edge wear, the generator that we added here. Now inside the options we have to look for the macro details. Now I have not added normal, I have added height because we were working on height, not normal. So basically I don't want normal, I have to turn it off, and micro height have to be turned on, okay. And then I have to go down and I have to search for micro height. Here is at the end I have micro height. I have to click here, I have to go to anchor points, and this is the anchor point which we added, okay. But one thing you have to make sure, double click here and name it a specific name, okay. Panel and screws, okay. Otherwise, what happen if you have tons of anchor points, it will cause you a problem, and you might forget the name, or you will maybe you will put effects on some wrong areas like that. So make sure you name them. So I will go to micro height, and I will go to the anchor points here, and then I have the panel screws. As soon as I will click here, now you can see the effect is now on that height as well. Okay, so this is how you can do that. Here, as you can see, the panel which I used, okay, the alpha which I used was this one, which is very soft. If I have used something sharper, so I will not have this soft result. I will have a more sharper result. Okay, just like here, you can see there are some sharper result instead of having a soft result. Okay, now the alphas are basically images. They are if you zoom in, these are just images, so that's why you can see they are pixelated. But I can do one thing here, is that this is the texture set settings. If you will go to texture set settings, you will see all the channels you have, okay, that you're working on. And if you want to add more, you can add, like suppose if I will go here, okay, I have all these, but I don't have ambient occlusion, so I can add here ambient occlusion, so it will be added here as well. But I don't want that. I can delete from here. Okay, other thing here in the texture set settings, you have the quality of your size. Like right now I'm on the 2K, I can make it 4K. Okay, so you can see that it is recalculating, and as soon as it is done, it will give you more higher high quality result. Okay, so and now you can see that it's more crisp and sharp. Okay, so this is how you can get it, but when you will start painting over it, it will become slower. I will keep it 4K, but if I will feel like the computer is getting slower, so I can do that. So in the texture set setting, if you will go more down, then you will move to this one as the channels, which I showed you. These are the channels, okay, which comes from here. Now, if you're bringing your own file, which we will do in the next class, your own object file, they will be not baked. This one is already there inside by default Substance Painter, so it is already baked. So you can see all the baked options here. Okay, these are all the channels. Here, if you will see, I have this channel view here on my viewport here. Okay, so I have here the camera, so I can go to different camera options. Okay, so these are already created. Okay, you can create your own, and it can come in the list. Now these are the different channels right now in the material. Now this is with the lighting, and without the lighting, I have the base color, I have the metallic, roughness. This is all, it will show me normal height mesh, mask, normal, workspace, ID. All this we will see in our next classes. Now if I will go to ID, you can see there are different kind of colors here. Okay, now here you can see red, yellow and green. What else is yellow? No, nothing else is yellow here. Okay, that means if I will put something here, nothing else will affect. But if I will put something here, so that will affect the other ID. So I will tell you now how to add something with the help of the ID. Okay, let's do one thing at this stage. Let me go here, take these and make it as a group. Okay, and then I can make it as a create smart materials. So it will be here. Okay, now just see if my computer is getting slow because of the this. Let me keep it, or make it 1024. It's better. Okay, later on you can change it. Okay, So it is resolution independent. That it doesn't mean that if you change it, it will change the after some procedure, it will affect that procedure. No, it's not like that. It will be resolution independent, so it will not affect anything. Okay, now if I will press Control key on my keyboard and then I will try to drag and drop it. Okay, sorry. What is happening here? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was dragging from here. I was supposed to drag from here. Okay. Now you have to press Control key on your keyboard, and if you will move, it will show you IDs. So if I will put something on the red one, suppose this one, already like there is, but notice what will happen. As soon as I will put this again over here and leave it, it will be only on that part. Okay. Now I have this one which is Fabric Superhero. So if I will press Control key on my keyboard and drag this on this yellow part. Okay. So you can see now it is applied on this yellow part because I pressed Control and I added in the control. Now how to create the IDs and everything, that we will do in the next class. Okay, that you have to do in your 3D application. Okay, so this is how I can drop it there. Now suppose if I have something else, let me press I can go in the ID here and see. Okay, this is green. I have one more ID here. So I can put something else here. Okay, so I can search what else. Okay, let's make him look like a human face without features. Skin face. Okay, so Control and drag over here. Okay, now he is a human without face. Okay, bit weird, right? So this is how you can add things on the IDs. Okay, yeah, even here I can add, like, you know, I can, what is this, skin feverish. Okay, so I can add here. Okay, yeah, we have the skin here. Looks creepy. Okay, let's put this one. Okay, if I will not press Control and drag it directly, so it will drag on both of these, like arms also and here also. Now you can see how it looks cool, right? Okay, and then this one I can add it here. Okay, now suppose if I will do without the control, and if I will go and drag this one here, so it will apply on the whole thing. But if I want only on the ID, then I have to press this. But at this stage I will keep this as it is. Okay, and then what is this? This one I can drag it here. Okay, and then one more thing I can do, press Control and drag this one over here, so it will kind of look like this. And I think this doesn't look good, so I will press Control and drag this one here. So yeah, cool, right? So this is how you can this is how what your basically like Substance Painter is, and this is a short introduction. And one more thing, just like Photoshop, we have history. If you will go here, okay, sorry, here there is a history. So in just like in Photoshop, you can go back to history if you want to change things, or you can go back to whatever things were. Okay, so you have history as well here, and this is how it will work, just like you have in Photoshop. Okay, let me close this and let it load, because I just I went back to a couple of other parts, so it became a little slower. Okay, now you can see that quite looks fine. Okay, now you can see that we made this yellow one by ourselves. Here is it. I can right click here, I can change the name of it to Yellow Z Interactive. Cool name, right? And then I press. So where is the yellow? I think it should be down here, the last one. Okay, so this is what we created by ourselves. Okay, but what we can do is that, let's do one thing. Let's delete this. Okay, close this one. Now what I can do here is that, let's check this. No, head. I will have to go to the head, and I will make a new folder, put everything inside that folder, and here I will write C Interactive, and I can either right click here and create a smart material. Okay, here you cannot drag it, so I think you have to right click and create smart material. Okay, and then you will have this one here. Okay, so suppose if I will put something like here, and if I will want to replace it, you can replace it back. Do one thing, let's delete everything here. Now I don't have anything, so if I will go here, drag this on the material, I will have this one. Okay, so you can create your own smart materials just like this. Here you have like logs. If you have some errors, it will show you some errors, because sometimes when you're baking you get some errors, so that those kind of errors will come here. You can search for it and those kind of things. And if you want to save this, you can save as. If you want to export the mesh or export textures, which we will do in details, you can do from here. Okay guys, so next class we will just move to our any 3D application. I will use Maya, and we will see how we can work on Maya and how we can create our own like IDs, material IDs or vertex IDs, and then UVs, and then bring the our model over here and start working on it. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. Watch the whole video from the beginning to the end. Please do not download and watch, because I need the watch time hours. So guys, thanks a lot for your support, and I'm really happy that you guys are supporting. Also, I have started some of the live sessions. So the live sessions are specifically for University of Bahrain students, but everyone can join it. You are free to join those, and you can watch my like a video in which I explained the live session. You can find this over here somewhere. Okay, so you can click there, and then you will get that video. You can go to the video, and then you will get all the details of like the timings and everything, what time I will be live for the next like sessions and stuff like that. So guys, take care and see you in the next class.